Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Inspiration, the Inspiration Report for March. We're going to get started in just a moment here, so make sure you have yourself a nice morning beverage and get ready to be inspired. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Inspiration Report for March. We are super stoked to be here. What's up, fellas?
Dudes,
Yeah.
how you guys doing?
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Oh my gosh, it's good to be back.
I appreciate you all. Let me have a little time off so I can go to South Africa. Sorry, Sean. It was an epic trip, though. I will try not to talk about it too much. I was at the DJ show on Friday. I imparted everybody with the Afrikaans music that I learned over there, so that was a lot of fun. I still can't get those songs out of my head. They were so good. So thanks. We are so happy to have you guys. Introduce my partners here. To my immediate left over here is my good buddy Jose Gutierrez. Jose, how's it going, dude?
Hey everybody, how's it going?
All right, you are in Chile right now, right?
Yes, I'm
Excellent.
still in Chile.
So it's not beer 30 for you, so you know you can't drink quite.
There's always beer 30 somewhere. So yeah,
it is indeed. So well, welcome, Jose. Thank you very much for being here, and of course my partner in crime cohort on the far end over there, Mr. Sean Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Sean, welcome.
What's up, guys?
Are you having a good month of March so far?
I am. Today's March 4th. So in about 13 days, it'll be a really great month of March.
Nice.
St. Patrick's Day, the 17th.
Yes.
Lee, no one said math was your strong suit, right?
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is not. But let me just tell you what is my strong suit, Sean, is inspiring you and everybody. And you have done a really great job to get ready to inspire everybody. This is called the Inspiration Report, specifically for that inspiration, because we want you to take the stuff that we talk about. This is not our content. Sean does a really great job curating this content to basically inspire you differently, right? We are in the innovation catalyst business, and what we do is basically inspire companies and groups to think differently. And we've picked out some fun things that will hopefully show you how some other people are doing their thing out there, and hopefully it'll inspire you differently. Any other fun little tidbits about that you want to tease there, Sean, about today's report?
Today's about escapism, I think, guys, right? Let's take a couple moments, enjoy ourselves, learn some new stuff, and our closing story, right? I kind of feel like we're starting to become a little bit of like NPR, StoryCorps, but we always seem to drop in a really great humanity story, right? So we're going to finish with a good one today.
Amen. Yeah, it's such a good one too. All right, so let's just talk about some of the rules here. I'll flip over to our rules page. First of all, remember that Sean and I are the modern version of Wayne and Garth. We are actually broadcasting from our basements. We don't have basements in Florida, but it really is our home studio. So let's just keep expectations low when it comes to technology, right? Because
we're gonna have to change that setup, I think, right? Expectations high on creativity,
high on creativity, low on technology. How's that? As usual, we like to start with rules, and basically these are for the entirety of the presentation. We want to keep the conversation positive and open-minded. We know there's a lot of negative stuff going on in the world right now, but we're looking to inspire you, and there is science behind positivity and creating ideas. Make sure we allow enough space for everybody to share the air on the chat. We've got a wonderful chat moderator, Jose, who's going to interrupt us and tell us what we're missing, what you guys are talking about. Of course, be respectful. That goes without saying. So no jabs and things like that. I mean, if you want to give jabs at Sean and I, no problem, but just be respectful. Let's build and yes and. So if you see something that inspires you, yes and it, and let's see where we can take it, right? This is all about kind of a base for creating big ideas. So if you see something that you know that somebody else could use or could be inspired by, please pay it forward. Sean has done a great job doing a link tree for us at the end that we'll showcase, and Jose will put that link tree into the chat. And basically, let's have a little fun. Don't forget the part about technical difficulties. They still happen. It looks pretty clear outside, so no storming, no rain or anything like that. So I think we're ready to go. How about you guys? You guys ready to rock and roll?
Ready to go. I duct tape the wires. We're good.
Yeah, there's tons of duct tape around here, but I tried to get the wire stack into at least one long wire stack, so everything's gonna work cool. All right, Sean, let's go ahead and start presenting here. I'm going to move us over into the first one. Now,
you take it.
Again, Sean does a great job curating this stuff, and I'm particularly excited about this simply because it's about time, right? So this is a company called the Space Entertainment Enterprise, and they're actually co-producing Tom Cruise's upcoming space movie, which actually doesn't say the name of what the movie is. They plan to launch a sports arena and production studio in zero gravity. So they've unveiled plans to build a space station module that's actually going to be off the current ISS. It's intended to host films, television, music, sports, as well as artists, producers, and creatives who want to make content in low-orbit microgravity environment. The facilities will enable development of production, recording, broadcasting, and live streaming of content, actually dedicated. Now you can go easily ride that vomit comet. That remember the OK Go video did that when they recorded that tune up there. But this is actually one in space, and then eventually it will actually separate from the ISS. They're planning to in 2028, so it will be its own independent recording studio space station. Super cool, right? I wonder how much they're going to charge for production, though. It seems like that might be kind of a high thing there, but still, they don't have to fake the zero gravity scenes. And movies do a great job at that anyway. Interstellar, they did an awesome job faking those zero gravity scenes, but now they won't have to fake them. Anything else you would add to this one, Sean?
It's just what's amazing. We watched last night, not to be a downer at all, but the documentary was awesome about Challenger.
Yes.
And the reason I'm bringing it up is that, during one of the interviews of someone from NASA, right? So 1980 plus or minus. And the comment was, we are starting to get to the point where space travel will be for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, we are really getting there now.
Yeah, in our lifetimes, man.
It's amazing. I mean, what else is going to go up there? But at what point do we run? When do we start putting like traffic lights in space? Because everything's going to start running across each other and bumping into each other.
Exactly.
It's fascinating.
Exactly. This is great. And actually, Tom Cruise is rumored to be in space in another movie coming up, but I'm not going to give away the spoilers. But he's going to be something prime in another movie that I'm pretty excited about. But again, no spoilers there. All right, next up.
So does this mean that Tom Cruise already accepted that the Earth is not flat anymore? that's a big question.
He'll have to see for himself, won't he?
Right. Yeah, he'll park his studio golf cart right at the edge of the Earth and then jump onto the space station.
Exactly. All right, who is it? It's Tupac.
So here we go. Holograms, right? There was a long time ago, Lee, right? You were probably even involved where we were doing some interesting stuff with Disney and projections on buildings.
No, wait a minute.
Right.
Let's just correct that. We wanted to have Walt come back for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland and actually have him give the speech. That was like the biggest idea that they bailed on, and it was just such a bummer. It would have been so cool.
I think that could happen now. So the story was based on this one executive with a very high-end watch brand, IWC. I do not have one of those, but he was unable to fly to Shanghai in China for a trade show. So he decided, well, I'm going to appear as a hologram. And there is a company that manufactures approximately like a $65,000 hologram box.
Wow.
Right? Kind of like the end of a bus shelter. but there's a microphone attached, so anyone that comes up and talks, the hologram can hear on their end, wherever they are, that person. It has 4K video quality. And
dude, it's the next best thing.
Much be just about anywhere.
It's a Jedi Council, bro. We're getting there.
It is. Totally.
I can't wait till we can sit down at a restaurant with people far away and we still sit there and their holograms right in front of you and your holograms in front of them and you're having a good conversation. That to me, that's the future right there. So
I think that's the interesting thing. I mean, it's just a super tricked out Nintendo remote control, right? They're taking a lot of existing tech, but they're packaging it in a really clever way.
Yeah.
But the best part to me is that you can actually talk to the hologram, right? So it's not just looking at it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, good stuff. I love it when you find this great stuff. And again, I can't wait till it's brought to the layman like me, because I will use it all the time. And people will still not take those calls. I have a tough enough time trying to video call people, FaceTiming and stuff like that. All right, your Wi-Fi signal is as big as a blimp, and if you live in the Tanzanian islands of Zanzibar and Pemba, they are about ready to become the test site for mobile internet network. Its creators will hope will just revolutionize their lives. Currently, 20% of Tanzanians use the internet. Is that good? According to the World Bank, that's low even for a sub-Saharan African area limited by internet coverage. But World Mobile is launching this hybrid network using aerostats, blimp-like tether balloons that will provide nearly blanket coverage. They're solar-powered, helium-filled balloons that will float 300 meters in the air, and they will provide 3G and 4G frequencies, and they can survive winds up to 150 kilometers per hour, they say, and also they will stay up in the air 14 days before descending for refilling. So it sounds like kind of a cool way to make sure everybody has internet.
Right, cheap way to get internet there. I think the refill every 14 days is interesting and kind of a pain, right? But still, great way to be able to get some technology in areas that can't normally get it.
Yeah,
it does make me think. The Ukrainian president had tweeted Elon Musk recently asking, "Hey, can you help us with internet?" And I'm not sure of Musk's technically how his Starlink internet service works, but Musk then delivered whatever equipment that needed to, or redirected it so that there is satellite Wi-Fi over Ukraine at the moment, which is brilliant, right?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I did read that. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, a 3D printed house.
Now we've talked about things like this before, and I'm sure we've all seen it. But the thing that caught me, or at least stood out, was this is starting to get to mass scale. So there's a community in and around Austin, and I feel like there's also one in Arizona. But 100 3D printed homes. I like how they say it. 100 3D printed homes are set to be squeezed out of a nozzle in the Austin area. So there's a partnership between Lennar Homes and a company called Icon, ICON. And they are partnering on building these communities together. They can build a 2,000 square foot home in about it was about a week's time, roughly. Now the cost for them to produce, because literally it is a giant printer 15 feet tall, right, squeezing out layers of concrete. And
so it is squeezing out concrete and not some high-end plastic. It's not, the homes aren't made of plastic.
That's it. Well, those are coming, right? That's probably going to come next, or some reconfiguration of material. But what's interesting to me, right, here goes capitalism. The Vulcan printer could create an 800 square foot structure for about $10,000. That's what was quoted in 2018 at South by Southwest. But the homes in East Austin are starting at $450,000. So I'm guessing kind of early adopter model, right? But they are set to cash in on 3D printed home community. It's interesting.
All right, I think you have a video to go along with this too, right, Sean?
Yes.
Okay, let's check out the video. It's awesome. You know, it reminds me, Sean, I have another friend named Sean who is a cosplayer. And Sean, this friend Sean, he has an entire room devoted to his 3D printer, and he prints out the most elaborate costumes. But he says that he basically sets it in the morning, and he comes home at night, and he's got a full Boba Fett helmet kind of thing, right? But yes, sometimes he says he comes back and one little thing went wrong in the code, and like he's got this morph deformed thing. So I hope they just don't like set it and forget it and go out and have lunch and come back and find this poor deformed house that they have to redo the whole thing and waste all the stuff, you know?
Right. It's like cake decoration gone bad, right?
Excellent. All right, Jose, how we doing over there in the chat? Anything fun you want to talk about?
So yeah, actually, there's some people that are talking about having to invite 10 people, whether they're alive or dead, to a hologram dinner. So I was actually wondering, what would be your 10 guests for your special hologram dinner? If anyone want to write that on the chat, that would be interesting. And yeah, that's they say that's so Austin, the building construction. And it's a lot more relaxing to live in the neighborhood while construction is going on versus hammering nails next door every day, which I think it's amazing.
Totally true.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think it's funny because I'm the kind of person that I love the hologram of Tupac when that happened, and I'm a huge Beasties fan, and man, I would just love reuniting with all three Beastie Boys. You know, we lost Adam Yauch back in 2012, and man, sure would be cool at some Grammy Awards to see the Beasties on stage again, man. That would be so cool using that.
Lee, totally though, like the availability for musicians. Like, remember there was the Elvis Presley redo of into some pop songs.
Yep. Yeah, totally. Remixing and stuff. Yeah, right. I love it. All right, cool. I love this, Sean. George Carlin would be so happy about us. She would really love this. We are swearing more, and it means that we're more intelligent. We are cursing more, and we blame the effing pandemic. Stress, the erosion of boundaries between personal and professional, exhausting side towards casualness have created a perfect storm for swearing, which is really interesting. I'm kind of looking for. It's just some. It's not the language he would use before the pandemic. Said the researcher said, but he says in the 2-year slog, it's pulled his guard down and made him more casual in many of his interactions, and Zoom has helped too. So it says, is there photos to show here, Sean?
No photos.
Interesting.
I love how it opens though. Jay Rosenthal unexpectedly found himself uttering a curse word at his children's school. Yeah. He's on the board there. He and some fellow board members were touring impressive new classrooms for the first time. Holy shit, he exclaimed.
And it says mentions of the F word, shit, asshole, and related variations rose 41% from a full year in 2019 to 2021 through the end of November on Facebook, and then 27% on Twitter. So, but you know, there's other studies that we've talked about, Sean, that shows that we're really actually more intelligent when we swear. So I say, let's do this.
Well, and the other thing too is that the comfort of dropping your guard, right, and being more conversational and relaxing, actually improves, especially from a work visit, from a work culture.
Yep.
It improves the trust and communication within teams because they're seeing the real human side of people that are leaders. I love this. I love this comparison. Cursing is the yoga pants and Uggs of language.
It really is. That's great. We got a lot of looks like we got a lot of response there on the chat. Jose, what's going on?
Yeah, so Len Fontes just went all in with an F, yeah. Mark says, who's measuring this? And Sagawa says, swear words are not uncommon in a workplace. It took some adjustment, but I think it is more genuine.
Yeah.
I think so too, but it depends on how you say it and to who you say it. But
yeah,
absolutely.
And some are more sensitive than others.
Like an art form, you know.
I mean, to me, I can't get anything to work in the house unless I swear at it. So it's just a common thing that you have to call, you know, standard things names, and then they work right? Isn't that what happens?
There you go. That is it.
All right, let's see what we have next here.
Yeah,
the underwear recycling. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about this is a long overdue consumer need. I mean, come on.
So I did it. I am recycling my underwear. I am mailing my old underwear to people who are going to put their hands all over it. Right? It's a little weird. But in all seriousness, I love the idea. So the company Parade itself is fascinating. So this young girl, I think at the time when she started it, she was 21. And she dropped out of Columbia University to launch Parade. As a Gen Z founder, she believed many legacy brands and the $250 billion lingerie market didn't meet the needs of the next generation of consumers, right? Total spot on. But so the company Parade, they actually have partnered with TerraCycle, who does a lot of their effort is trying to recycle products that don't go through the normal put it on your curb.
Right.
And so they have a program where for free they will mail a recyclable plastic bag. You put your old underwear in it, and they take it back.
If you're really dedicated to this, you can find fabric recycling in your community. It is just really difficult to find. It's like finding a place to recycle old VHS tapes, right? It's just not like out there. Normally it's just glass, plastic, or paper kind of thing. So. Yep. So this making it easier for consumers to recycle is the way to go. And if you put your put your stock in saying that we're an eco-friendly company and we're going to do this, this is really putting your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So.
And I want to do a quick poll. Anyone take a guess in chat? How many pairs of underwear are manufactured each year? Sorry, we don't have an underwear prize. We're not going to mail you.
In the world? In the whole world?
Yes. How many pairs of underwear is churned out, that's their language, over the course each year?
I got to know. What is it?
So Sacagawea says 50 billion pairs, 30 billion. Jose. It is 150 billion pairs of underwear to cover your booty.
That is a lot. That is a lot. You can't sell them at garage sales.
No, you can't.
So you might as well send them to Parade. Really, really great. I love seeing companies do stuff like this. This is again, they're kind of putting their money where their mouth is. So
love it.
Good stuff. All right, and speaking of recycling, don't send back those iPhones. Don't recycle them. You can use them as your security system in your house using the Alfred Camera app. So Alfred Camera Home Security, which is available on both iOS and Android. It basically, all these cell phones have decent cameras. There's no reason to spend a lot of money on a camera system. So basically, this app makes it central, so you can use all of your extra phones to actually as your Wise cams or your Google cams or your Nest cams. So once you're signed in, the camera phone will ask for some permission, so to use the camera to stream, and then when it's taken care of, you set up a spot that you like to surveil, and then the app does the rest of it for you. So I actually already had done this for my studio, so I have 2 or 3 old iPhones that act as my cameras in my studio. But another great way to cross-use, and as the price for you sending your iPhone back, the older it gets, the more you don't get back. So this might be a good solution for your old iPhones. You set up your security system yet, Sean?
Yes, I have a very thorough security system in my house, Lee.
Of course you do. No, it's a great,
pretty cool,
multi-purpose way to use these things. They come with great cameras, so don't get rid of them. Use them again. Keep using them.
I really should have thought to just be keeping them and for recycling the use, like you say, in our house, right?
Yeah.
There's so much to do with it. Yeah, it's cool.
I wonder how far back they go, because I've found that like the iPhone 7 that I use for cameras is about the oldest that I can get apps for before that, so they don't usually work with a lot of the other apps there. So interesting.
And the phone, the camera in my black and white screen Nokia non-flip probably would not work all that well either.
Probably wouldn't work on this one.
Right.
Yeah. What about your old digital cameras? Can you do that with those too? All right, Jose. Let's talk and see what's happening in the chat real quick.
Something very, very interesting. Len Fuentes says, I've got underpants that are older than some of the participants on this chat. Yeah, as long as that holds, you just go for it.
Len, you cannot wait for them to disintegrate. Just send them in. That's what men do. They wait till they absolutely disintegrate before they get rid of them. Any comments on the camera app?
Liz says, interesting. I think I still have my iPhone 5. Time to spy on my dog during the day.
Nice.
And what is the name of the app again?
It's called the Alfred Camera app.
Yep.
Alfred Camera app. Okay.
All right, and speaking of cameras, thank you, Jose, for that. Speaking of cameras, now, first of all, before you go into this, Sean, when I first saw this, I was reminded of my good friend, Jay Aquilante, lives out in Los Angeles. I'm not quite sure if he's on right now, but Jay has this formula for taking the perfect Instagram photo, and it's called the 10-10 rule. And that means 10 inches up above you here takes off 10 years, and then 10 inches to the right takes off 10 pounds. So I don't know what this is going to say, but just remember, if this doesn't work, the 10-10 rule is always a good way to go, right?
Well, now the funny thing is everything that you just said, those are all of his pictures.
Yeah, they totally are.
So funny.
Dude, don't forget it. 10-10 rule, especially as you get older, get a little bit more down here. It's a good thing to remember. Anyway, tell us a little bit about Insta Perfection.
So it's interesting. It starts off, hey, if you want to have successful Instagram posts, just be a name brand or have a ton of followers and be really witty. But there was a study done, researchers at North Carolina State University, and they started wondering, okay, if you didn't have those two things, then what would happen based on the type of picture you use, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of science behind this, right?
Yep.
And maybe I actually wonder there's a little bit of analysis paralysis, but they wrote a computer program and it scanned 147,000 Instagram images.
Okay.
147,000, right? And then they generated scores based on 6 different visual qualities. So they scored it and looked at the performance. Their paper, Simplicity is Not Key, Understanding Firm-Generated Social Media Images and Consumer Liking. So it sounds like should be in the American Medical Association on Instagram. Does. So 6 qualities. Number 1, color complexity.
Okay.
The richness of color in the image. Essentially, less is more and gets you more likes.
Which the new iPhone app really does. The phone app really does a good job of, I think. I'm not even an iPhone user.
Yeah.
What else?
Intensity of brightness, the more the merrier. Unique objects count. Rather than cram many different things into one photo, it's best to aim for fewer objects in the frame.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good general
Edge
photography
density.
Rule anyway, right?
Right. Good framing. Yep. Don't overcomplicate it. Edge density, the ratio of edges to non-edges in the picture. The ideal image will have struck an almost perfect balance between the two.
Does that mean that you get more likes if you have a more chiseled chin? Is that what that means?
Yep. Visual clutter, less regular. The less regular the visual, the better for more likes. That's interesting. The less regular, the better.
Okay.
Think of a brick wall versus a wall of graffiti. And then asymmetry of object arrangement. Right? How much symmetry, both vertical and horizontal, an image contains. So if you really want to apply these findings from 147,000 Instagram images, the article will be in our link tree. And good luck ever making one post to Instagram trying to fulfill all.
Yeah,
of these,
my goodness, it's hard enough just to get the 10-10 rule right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, if you want that perfect Instagram, you want all those likes, you gotta work at it just a little bit. I wonder how that applies to food pictures too. I mean, I hope they said post less food pictures. Just,
right.
Just my personal opinion.
Okay. Just the
Okay.
empty plates.
Say it again, Jose.
Or just the empty plates.
Right.
Emily is asking if they give any examples from the study.
They did not. I think they got tired after analyzing the 147,000 pictures. They said,
Yes.
"Well, we'll just put out the findings." But there is a link to the full text of the paper if you would like to read it. So that's available in Linktree.
Awesome. All right, and in case you want to truly get away from it all, why not take a year-long cruise on Royal Caribbean? Royal Caribbean will be sailing in. Let's see. They will be sailing on the Serenade of the Seas for a total of 274 days, at prices starting at $61,000. The cruise will visit 65 countries, including Brazil, China, Morocco. The inaugural cruise is set to depart from Miami on December 10th, 2023. So, again, if you're looking to really get away from it all, this is the cruise to do it. Which, again, it kind of harkens back to my DCL days and just thinking about by the time the Panama Canal cruise was done, there was a group of guests that were really upset about something, and they were going to blows, man. So I don't know. Could you really stand to be with the same people for that long, 274 days? I would hope they would do like personality things like Match.com to make sure that at least all the people will get along together for that long.
At some point, you'd be like, "Hey, Lee, look, it's the shrimp people again.
Yeah,
They take all the shrimp."
Yeah. Yeah,
Only
or at least
190
have
more
people
days
coming
with
and
them.
going in other ports, so it's like you get some fresh faces every now and then. But this is not so different than the World. The World is basically the ship called the World is basically a people buy their house on that, and they stay there and just go from place to place around the world for the rest of their lives. So
Yep.
But interesting, how they came up with the consumer need for this. I would love to dive into their insights to show them what showed them that this kind of cruise would sell. But it'll be interesting to see if it sells, how fast it sells, and what kind of reports we get back from it.
And I think you're right, Lee. Like the post cruise research would be amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
never
really
even
would
thought-
answer, like, is there more of a need? Maybe people really do want to get away from it all. According to some travel agent friends of mine, they say that Royal actually has the best satellite Wi-Fi of any cruise line. So let's you probably would need that if you're gone for 274 days, unless you really want to disconnect.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
All right, what is up next?
It's rocket
It's
science.
not rocket surgery.
So my rocket science older daughter would be very, very angry about this article, and let's be honest, she will probably challenge it when I bring it up to her. But a UK study challenged the notion that rocket scientists and surgeons, it's not brain surgery, or hey, it's not rocket science. Well, it actually really isn't. This study challenged the long-held assumptions about these professions and their intelligence. So they looked at some results from 329 aerospace engineers, 72 neurosurgeons internationally, comparing them against the scores of more than 18,000 Brits who had previously completed a cognitive intelligence test. The authors of the study said, there was no significant difference. So it really isn't rocket science, or if it is, you're equally as capable of solving it just as they are.
Wow.
Right?
I knew I was smart, Sean. That's awesome. Just need a little scientific validation.
There you go.
Wow. Super awesome. Thank you for that. And I would love to hear how the argument goes with your daughter.
It will probably go on forever.
Yeah, it's true. All right, you guys, you ready to get laid back? Oh yeah, come on. Hot Dio double G's. This is like some of the best news that I've heard. Thank you so much for putting this one in there, Sean. So, is Snoop Dogg getting into the hot dog business? It absolutely seems like he is. Nothing for sure yet, but it looks like he's laying the groundwork for it. He filed a legal filing for the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for the phrase Snoop Dogs. According to the application filed, it says that it's no particular size, color, etc., but it's food including hot dogs, sausages, turkey sausages, vegetarian sausages for consumption on or off the premises, which means we might actually get a Snoop Dogg stand. Come on.
Nice.
This is great news.
Now, Lee, are these dogs, are they smoked?
No, but I bet you can smoke
baked.
while you're there. I really, one of my favorite Super Bowl commercials was the one that they did for the lighter with he and Martha Stewart. That was just hilarious. But yeah, come on, this is a cash crop right here. This is we're all about this. I'm definitely going to a Snoop Dogg stand. I'm really lucky they didn't put a chicken guy next to me because I go there all the time. Guy Fieri's new chicken place. That place is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But thank goodness it's way in Winter Park or at Disney Springs. I don't go there often enough. So, but yeah, I'm definitely buying some Snoop Dogs when they come out.
Well, and the nice thing is Snoop is going to cross industries because he will have a line that is for medicinal purposes only.
Yeah, totally. CBD dogs.
Yep, there you go.
Wow. We have to have some comments on that in the chat, Jose. Come on.
Baked dogs.
They're not grilled. They're baked.
They're baked. Petey, that's a good one.
My guess is that price would be high.
Oh, you guys are great. I love our audience.
Just keeps going.
It does.
I really just wonder, is there anything Snoop Dogg cannot do?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
seriously.
put him anywhere, he'll succeed.
I mean, would any of us have ever thought that he would just be a
what an icon, man.
Cross-generation, race, everything spokesperson for anything.
Super cool. Well, I don't think we thought that in the 90s, man. So it's really great to think it now because he's awesome. He's definitely an idol of mine. Okay, now, Sean, again, I'm going to totally ruin your thunder on this, but when I first saw that you put that in here, I was like, why is he putting this stupid thing in here? And then I watched the video, and I was like, OMG, this is like the best invention ever. And I cannot tell you, dude, how many times, and I'm a spiller, right? I'll admit it right away that I will always knock stuff over, spill stuff. Anytime I have a stack of food that I'm bringing home for my family or whatever, I will step on the brakes. Everything will dump, like the drinks, the fries, whatever, everything. And it's so, it's like how many times do I have to do that, and it still happens. So this to me is like a great invention. Please tell everybody about the Bago, and let's show the video.
Absolutely. So this is, again, one of those things, right? And the guy that invented this, he had been working on it for a couple of years, right? Improving it. And like you have to think how many times he went through the idea of, is anyone going to care about this? Maybe it's just my stupid idea. Whatever.
No, right? He really struck a nerve, though, if you ask me.
He did.
Right?
And he is spot on because I've almost crashed my car trying to reach around while driving to get the apple that's rolling on the floor. It is this simple mechanism that attaches to an existing seatbelt strap. And he actually uses some of the same materials. Like he went all in on making this thing legit. Yep. And it is a seat belt for a bag that you would place in your back seat, whatever it is, lunch, stuff from the grocery store, so whatever. And it holds the bag upright so it won't fall and tip and spill. Man, it cost $22. I can't remember the firm date on when it was releasing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it actually out in the market? I mean, is this a legit product we can actually buy?
Well, it's meant to be. Earliest available would be June. He is taking pre-orders of this at the moment. Yeah.
I think what I love about this too is that one of the things we teach in our innovation classes is, I mean, the basic rule of innovation is it has to be something new and something adopted and kind of get a return on investment. It has to be all three for it to be considered an innovation. You can come up with the best invention in the world, but if people don't need it, it's not really considered an innovation, right? And to me, this is like you're fulfilling a need, so people are going to buy it. It's going to give him a pretty big return, and it's something new that we haven't seen before. And I really think that this qualifies under the rule of innovation. What do you?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And Lee, and let's be honest too, there's an audience for everything, right? So even if it's not, solving world peace or curing cancer or whatever it might be, if it has, like you're saying, some functionality, there is an audience for everything, and you can you can find some success, right, with 100,000 consumers or whatever.
Was this actually a Shark Tank thing? Did he actually go on the Shark Tank to sell this? It seems like a total Shark Tank thing.
I agree.
All right, let's check out the video.
Yep.
Are you tired of this problem?
Oh yeah.
Bago is the solution, and it's easy to use. Simply place the anchor piece in your glove box and shut the door. Then secure the other end to the top of your bag and tighten the strap, leaving the bottom of the bag still resting on the floor.
Smart.
It's so
Bago
simple.
keeps the
That's
top
it.
of your bag pointed up,
Made it in his
preventing
garage.
spills and allowing you to focus on
Anti-food
driving,
dump.
knowing your cargo is secure.
Next thing you know, he'll be
Bago
buying an
works on other
island
types
next to
of
Richard
bags as
Branson
well.
in the Bahamas with all the
When
money.
it's
he
time to
makes.
put Bago away, just open the glove box and put it away.
So smart.
You can order your Bago today on Indiegogo
Bago.
and
Wow. Really, really great. I'm looking at the chat, Jose. Emily says, we still need to place some purses that's not on the floor. Yes. So what is that? Is that
and also
the back seat, right?
like a way I said, I would buy that. I hate when stuff tips over in my passenger seat, especially my boyfriend.
That sounds like a bigger issue.
Yeah, it's funny. Petey said something about nice energy in that video. That's why when you first sent the video, Sean, I thought it was an April Fool's joke. I thought it was because the guy was like all nonchalant about it, but it was like, wait a minute, that looks like a really cool idea.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jake is asking if they need to empty their glove box before they put the seat back. So that's gonna be a no-no for me too.
Interesting.
Too many things there.
You empty the glove box and you put it in a bag.
Right.
It won't spill. You're good.
Brilliant.
Oh, classic stuff. Okay, let us move on after that to, this is an interesting one, Sean. You can help me out if you've got some insight on this one. But this is in 2019 at a bar in Berlin. 3 friends were having a drink when they started considering a radical idea. What if the middle of their then car-centric city became essentially car-free? So basically they kept talking about it and eventually created the group called Volksentscheid Berlin Autofree, or People's Decision for Auto-Free Berlin. Their goal, they agreed, should be to limit cars within the space inside the Ringbahn, a huge circular train line in the city. The space is actually larger than Manhattan, and if the plan can succeed, they would be the largest car-free area in the world. So basically what they did is they worked with lawyers, and in other cities, car-free literally meant no cars should enter the area, but private car use, they really just wanted to tone it down. Special permits that were given to emergency vehicles, garbage trucks, taxis, etc. And yeah, it's... others will be able to use a car, likely in a car sharing program, up to 12 times a year to run longer errands, but most people at the time would walk or bike or take public transportation. So it's kind of a great way to get back to public transportation, and they're actually doing it. So any other things that you would add to this, Sean, as you picked it up?
Just the continued increase of certainly not everyone, right? But looking to new opportunities for a simpler life.
Yep.
Right, making things easier, making things simpler. And of course, there's always the conservation side, which is increasing in popularity. And
and healthier,
small...
making people healthier for walking and riding their bikes.
Yes. Yep.
Good say. It'd be a tough gig in Florida just because of the whole heat thing. You don't see a lot of people walking around and biking in Florida, and also it's not a very bike-centric place, specifically in Central Florida. But just doing it on purpose to make sure it's bike-centric and pedestrian-centric seems really smart.
Yep. Totally agree. Yep. I think it's brilliant.
All right. Fancy is my name. Oh, you fancy.
And I don't know if anyone recognized, and now I'm totally losing her song. It's a older female country singer. Fancy was my name. Here's your yeah, anyway, that's where it came from. So I just thought this was really cool, and I do want to sign up and get my name done as a logo. I thought it was brilliant. There is let's see, is the cost here? I think it might have been like $49, which isn't terrible. But man, for a designer or for a person to just take a person's name and create a really cool signature logo graphic for you to use on different things, I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, that literally is it. That is the whole story. I just thought it was cool.
It is pretty brilliant.
I think it's really smart.
Actually, we have someone watching our show, Ideas Emily. She has her logo is very similar to this and has a really nice kind of calligraphic version of her name on there. It's actually quite nice, quite nice. Yeah, this is fancy, super fancy.
Right.
Thank you.
I would start dropping it in my signature for email. There's a way to put it into your text messages, right?
Well, yeah, I've been doing a lot of DocuSigns lately, and DocuSign actually gives you a calligraphy things if you don't use your own signature. So it already does this like on official documents. So why not do it for fun for your own logo? You know?
Yeah, right. And thank you, Emily Reba McIntyre. Thanks for being there with me. Yep.
All right, so Sean, like you promised, we are gonna end on a high/low note, but really, it's a really great touch of humanity. It is taking, this is really taking GoFundMe to another level, and it's superhuman. And my goodness, just what a great story. Tell us a little bit about this story.
So the link will be in Linktree. It's a great story to read. It's from Washington Post. If you're able to get in. But the story was this gentleman, Patrick Mitchell, his goal in life was to reach 100 years old. He wanted to be 100. He tried to live a very healthy lifestyle. He exercised, took vitamins. But at the age of 72, and the date of this article, I think it was this year or last year, 21. So at the age of 72, he ended up getting stage 4 pancreatic cancer. His daughter wanted to help him achieve bucket list items, right? Or at least live as much as he could, because his personal hope was just to be here. He just wanted to be here as long as he could and experience as much as he was able to. And
that's a short time frame with pancreatic cancer. I've lost a couple friends to that, and it's months, it's weeks sometimes. So this is just incredible.
Well, so we are all, I love the stories of seeing where either news picks it up or just starts to spread, where some human is just has a good story, right? And is looking for help of some kind, either just positive or if it's medical, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you see people stepping up, right? All over, who don't even know the person, start making contributions. It
gives me goosebumps just thinking
about
it.
this I guess we'll call it a trend, for lack of better words, right? So his daughter put a post out on Facebook and created a group and said, anyone living around San Diego area, here's the situation with my dad. And within minutes, all these people started pouring in, responding. And the group has 26,000 members on it.
Wow.
And so all of these complete strangers started offering experiences for him.
You got to tell them about the experiences, Sean. You got to read some of these. It's just like mind blowing.
Yep. So one offered tickets to a special viewing of The Nutcracker. Another offered a horse therapy session on a ranch, private surfing lessons, a family photo shoot,
a ride on a U.S. naval helicopter. Come on.
Yes. So Julie Wright. She and her husband, Justin, they offered, he's a search and rescue swimmer, and he offered to give them a private tour of a U.S. Navy helicopter squadron. And took them on a flight with a helicopter. Another person, bring them to Las Vegas. I can arrange a UFC fight. So this one person, his son was involved in UFC, and they went to Las Vegas. It goes on and on. There's just amazing things that
this is like give adults the world. This is like the adult version of give kids the world. And the fact that these people stepped up with this, not just your average things, it was all these special experiences that no one else could do, was just to me, the most human part of this. It's not like, hey, I'm just going to sign you into Disneyland. It's like, I'm going to sign you into Disneyland, and I'm going to show you all my favorite rides, and it's just it shows me that humanity isn't as bad as some people think it is. Look at what these people did.
That's
right? And man, what a great way to go out. And what a great thing for his daughter to do. I hope that this continues to be paid forward, because imagine all the people that you even know just in your contact list. All those people have unique experiences that they could totally offer someone like this, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to do that. Especially like if you're connected, you just make a phone call and somebody says, "Yeah, we can do that, no problem."
Absolutely. I would love as we get ready to sign off. I would just love if this inspires everyone to think of a very small thing when everyone is out and about, right? Buy the cup of coffee for the person behind you. It's super fun, right? Simple
stuff. And also, if somebody asks you for a favor, go that extra mile to do something and surprise and delight them with something that, it doesn't you don't have to do much effort for it, but man, just that little thing can make a huge difference in somebody's life. And as, back in my Disney days, Sean, we did this every day, right? This was our gig, and it came naturally to cast members and things like that. But there's so many other people that were inspired by Disney that love doing that out in the real world, and it's so fun to watch. Actually, I'm going to bring up Emily again, because Emily is here with us, but Emily will go to she'll go to marathons with her Mickey hands, and she will just wave at people going by on the edge of the street, and it makes everybody so happy. And it's just a simple thing. And again, just pay it forward. Think about what you could do and just do it, man. Super cool.
That's it.
Super cool. All right, well, that concludes our stuff, you guys. It was really nice having you all here. We're so happy to be back.
Yes.
Next month we are not going to be with you on April Fool's Day, even though I know you probably wanted us to do some fun April Fool's Day stuff. We have to wait until the 8th, so we'll be back on the 8th. Jose, thank you for everything today, for keeping our chat out, and also for posting the link tree and things like that. It was good stuff. Again, next time when you get the invite, feel free to pay this forward. Bring everybody from your organization. Bring all your friends. We want to definitely inspire you. And Sean, thanks for a great job on the content. Really great.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, just a reminder: anyone who comes across stories, videos, anything that you want to share, send it to brainstorminabox@gmail.com. We'd love to include it.
Awesome. All right, you guys, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next month. We'll see you later, guys. Thanks, guys.
I love the sign-offs. Thanks, everybody. You guys are fucking great.
Woo!